A sewing machine is probably one of the most versatile things that you can buy, and the reason for that is because you can take your clothes and make them look spectacular on you. Now it does that right away, straight out of the box. You don't have to buy anything extra. But what if you want to make tailoring even easier than it already is? Well, that's no problemo, just use these. These are presser feet. Think of your presser foot as it's like a piece of metal that tells your fabric what to do when it encounters your needle and what not to do. Your sewing machine came with the presser foot that tells your fabric to just lay flat, stay right where you are. I don't want you to do anything too crazy. It looks something like this, and some of them might kind of vary a little bit by shape, but usually it's gonna have either a V shape or a U shape in the front of it. If you see that, well then it's most likely that you have a general universal presser foot. It also has that notch right in the middle right there, that long notch that's kind of going across there. That is what's gonna allow your needle to have some travel from side to side, so you can do a zigzag stitch with this one as well. You might see some presser feet that don't have that. See that little pinhole right in the front right there? It might just have that, and it might be missing that big hole right behind there. That means you cannot do a zigzag stitch with it. It can only do a straight stitch because the needle can only go up and down. It won't be able to go from side to side. If you just have this presser foot, you will be happy. I use just a standard universal general presser foot for years. It's allowed me to tailor everything. I've tailored jeans, jackets, hoodies, all that type of stuff, no problem. But like I keep saying on this channel, you're gonna become addicted to tailoring and you're gonna wanna start to branch out and we'll try new things. And job-specific presser feet makes things so much easier. Now, some presser feet are brand specific, meaning they only work with Brother or Singer or Genome machines. But that's actually a lot more rare than you think or than you realize, because most are gonna be universal, meaning they'll fit almost any machine depending on the shank. There are two types of sewing machines. There's high shank and there's low shank. And if you want to know which one you have, just measure the distance between the screw and the lowered presser foot. If it's an inch or more, then it's high shank, and if it's less than that, then it's low shank. Good rule of thumb is super high-end machines, well, they're usually going to be a high shank. And machines that won't break the bank, like one that you can find on Amazon or eBay, or that you can get at Target or Walmart, it's probably going to be a low shank. All of these presser feet that you see here, these are all low shank, and they fit my Brother ST371 HD. They also fit my Nechi FA16, so yeah, they're interchangeable. You might come across something like this. This is a zigzag presser foot, and this one is a spring action zigzag foot. This thing does an incredible job of helping you sew over fabrics of varying heights, like the hem on your jeans. A frustrating problem that you might run into, that I've run into like 100 times, is when you're hemming jeans. A general presser foot might kind of panic, be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. How do I get over this? No. You don't have to worry about that at all with this. The spring action foot is gonna go over it with ease because of that little boop button right there. What you do is you press that button in, and it's gonna raise up that presser foot just a little bit to kind of get you over that hump on the hem of those jeans or whatever it is that you're sewing over. And then once you get over that hump, it's gonna pop back out and it's gonna go right back down, and boom, you're good. You can also make monograms with this, so if you ever, I don't know, wanna monogram SD into all of your clothes, well, you can do that. Be sure to tag me on IG if you do that. This is a zipper foot, and I'll give you one guess as to what it does. No, it doesn't spread jelly on your toast. It's used to attach zippers to things like jeans or jackets, or even travel cases to your Nintendo Switch. That's a little oddly specific, I know. Someone tagged me on IG saying they did that, and their case looked absolutely dynamite. That thing was awesome. You crushed it. Let's take a look at what we got going on in the middle right here. On our normal standard general presser foot, we had a whole bunch of open space in the middle there for our needle to travel, but on this one, it's sort of the opposite. On a zipper foot, our needle only travels on the side here. That's why we have so much wide open space right up here, right over on this side, right over on this side. If you try using a straight stitch with this presser foot, you are gonna have a bad time. And all the missing metal on the sides, or in this case, all the missing plastic on the side in comparison to our general universal presser foot, what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to butt up right next to our fabric so that we can get our zipper right in the spot, well, that we want it to be. Your sewing machine's most likely going to have a setting for using this, but again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not use this presser foot with a straight stitch. This is like it's like the cooking spray of presser feet. This is a non-stick foot. This is one of those presser feet that seems like it might be unnecessary until you use it. This thing glides over materials that might be kind of stickier or tactile, like leather. You can use a standard presser foot with leather, but things like metal on leather kind of creates a little bit of drag that you might not anticipate, and that's going to end up stressing your machine, and it's going to make your stitch look bad. I have a store brand North Face jacket that needed some TLC like most of my clothes do. I had to take in the side seams because it looked like a tent. And I took in the sides just fine, but the thing is it's a water repellent type of jacket, so it was slightly tacky feeling, and my machine wasn't having a good time with that at all. But had I had this non-stick foot, that thing would have just whoop, flew right through it. Maybe not that fast. You don't want it to go too fast. Like whoop, all of a sudden you've sewed like 200 feet and you're like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Sure wish I would have bought this thing sooner, that's for sure. Look at this Frankenstein looking presser foot. This thing is a blind hem presser foot. Go look at the bottom of any pair of dress pants and you're gonna notice that, well, you don't see anything at all. And that's because the stitches, well, it's invisible, and this presser foot is going to allow you to do just that. You don't want a standard normal straight stitch on your pants. It looks bad, it looks unprofessional, and if I did that, everybody and their mother would know that, well, that guy clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He wanted to have shorter pants, but wow, maybe somebody should tell him? No, let's just let him walk around looking like a doofus. If you take your dress pants to a tailor and have them professionally hemmed, they're gonna use this presser foot. It makes hemming dress pants, well, it makes it a 5-minute job. How a blind hem works is the majority of their stitch travels on the inside of your garment, and then it pops back out, and then it goes back in, making it barely visible. You can do a blind hem by hand, and we've done that on this channel before. Depending on what it is that you're doing, you might wanna always do it by hand. This presser foot is good if you're gonna blind hem pants all of the time. My family always uses me to hem their pants, and I hem my own too. Actually, no, I take all of that back. It's 2020, not 1860. Just use a machine. It's so much easier. This is a rolled hem presser foot, and this guy is a straight game changer. If you do not get any other presser foot, at least get this one. Because go look at the bottom of your dress shirts. See that small little rolled hem? It looks good, right? It looks professional. But what if you want to shorten that dress shirt, but you want it to still look professional if you wear it untucked? Well, that's where this bad boy comes in. Because you see that little loop in the middle right there? When it's attached to your machine, it's gonna roll your shirt into a really small hem. Then your needle is gonna come in and finish the job, giving you a really nice professional look. I wish I would have gotten something like this sooner because yeah, you can roll a hem manually, but you have to just ever so slightly roll it, and then you gotta iron it down with the hot iron. Good luck not burning yourself. Just get this, trust me. All of these presser feet, well, they're relatively cheap. I just checked on Amazon a couple minutes ago, and there's like a 42-piece set on there for like 30 bucks, which I'm actually gonna go pull the trigger on because it has a couple things in that set that I'm missing in mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in a couple missing pieces. Now go ahead, go continue your own tailoring addiction. There is most likely a tailoring tutorial in the end card. You know what I think? I think you should go check it out. SD out. See ya.